We have a program that's called the Pandora program. This is our collaborative web archiving program. And we are kind of the lead and sponsoring institution on it, in that we provide the technical expertise and the hardware and software hosting, and we maintain the collaborative web archive. It's kind of located at the National Library, but we are partnered with our state libraries, like New South Wales, Queensland, Victoria, and so forth, as well as some other cultural institutions, which is the War Memorial, IIPC. Those are the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. There may be a couple of others. We've had partners come in for a time, and then they had they weren't able to continue due to funding or whatever reasons or restructures. So our partners are primarily come in from a curatorial perspective. They don't usually have a lot of technical skills, so we sort of try and share the technical effort involved in web archives. It's also, they nominate things. Some of them that have staff who have been doing it for a long time have developed some level of technical skills and have been able to do quality assurance and patching of material in order to collect things that we didn't collect. The crawler couldn't collect itself. We also have a process where material can be uploaded into the archive, and some of them will run tools on their desktops and take advantage of that. It varies a lot depending on sort of the training level and their experience level as to how much they do that. That entire collaborative arrangement is likely to be revisited in the near future. There is currently a project underway to renegotiate it. So currently they don't, it's a service we provide to our partners for free. There's talk about maybe making it some sort of like joint funded program or something so that we can provide better services, but that sort of, something that's going to be negotiated over the next couple of years.
We don't have formal collaborations, but for instance, we work a lot with Rhizome, with the web recorder. So we are actually including that in our training program, because it's a very nice way to put people to do actual web archiving. I think that's quite easy. And also use like the PyWB, also from Rhizome, which is great. So we were one of the first to try it, and it's part of our core now. We work obviously with the Internet Archive in several ways. We use Eritrix, we are using Browser, we have a backup of our files at the Internet Archive collections. So obviously with the Internet Archive, and with for instance, with oldweb.today from Rhizome, also pretty handy, because people all the time ask me, what about the old pages that used to work on the old web browsers? I say, we're not taking care of that, but oldweb.today will help you. So it's one less headache. With the Old Dominion University, also with Mike Nelson team, they'll keep on doing very interesting research. We provide data sets, provide the APIs, and then they do this research and find things that we never thought about. We had this kind of results or things about our own web archive. And also the Los Alamos National Laboratory, they did the Memento time travel, which is pretty handy also, because we just connected our web archive with the time travel portal. So when we don't have something, we redirect our users to the time travel portal, and then they can find things that are, for instance, at the Internet Archive. And also they have the complete, reconstruct feature. So when one of our pages misses like an image, we just click on the button, and then the Memento time travel tries to fix the page with the content from other web archives. Obviously, we also follow very carefully the work from the British Library, the National Archives. They also do some very interesting stuff, the Danish Web Archive. So we try to, and at the national level, we work a lot with the librarians and archivists institutions, and university libraries. We try to collaborate with anyone.
The web archiving in France is shared between the National Library and us. We have a close collaboration with the National Library, so it's our normal partner. And we also have more punctual partnerships with laboratories, university laboratories. For example, if they have to develop a study about a topic that is quite illustrated on Twitter, they can ask us to make a specific acquisition of tweets with specific hashtags or from specific accounts, and we make this collect especially for them. So we had, for example, this last year's collaborations like this with laboratories who studied the effect of the attacks that appeared in Paris in 2015, and we made a specific collection for them.
Yes, we have we can call a network of external collaborations, but are regional libraries. The regional libraries in Spain have competencies on the legal deposit, and on that basis, they are also competent on non-print legal deposit. And under that umbrella is web archiving included. So they manage their own collections depending on the resources they have, But we are collaborating so far around with 15 libraries around Spain. And we also have an agreement with the network of university libraries for them to provide also seats to make collections on several areas of knowledge.
UNT would not be able to be where we are today without collaborations in web archiving, from the availability of tools that many people build together and make available through open source licenses to our various collecting projects that we've worked on. Our first big web archiving projects were collaborations through grant-funded projects from the Library of Congress, from the INDIP project. And that was with the California Digital Library, UNT, NYU. The ones that really stand out for me are the end of term projects that we've done. And this is a group that gets together every 4 years to document the kind of the transition between administrations, or during the period when a transition could occur. And so in the US, there's elections every 4 years at the executive branch. And we get together, it's participants like the Library of Congress, the Internet Archive are huge partners in this. And then over the years, we've had a consistent roster of others, including like Stanford University, the Government Publishing Office, Harvard has been involved, George Washington University. And so many have gotten involved, California Digital Library, to harvest, to identify what is the scope of the federal domain, which is odd that it's not easy to identify, to identify it, to collect it among all of the partners, and then to make that content available and preserved in our own repositories. And I think that we've learned a ton about not only how we communicate what we do, we've learned a lot on technology, transferring huge amounts of content, managing multiple crawls that feed into the same sort of like aggregated collection. This is where the archive of archives of archives kind of come in. So I think that's a big one. And then once we got involved with the IIPC, there have just been a number of other activities that we worked on through the various working groups, or trying to contribute to software development, trying to provide some kind of oversight and effort for the Open Wayback software package, and then just kind of being involved with our peers who are doing this kind of work.
We have some collaborations, but that's a big area that we would like to develop and do more work in, is to ask other institutions for their seat lists, for their area of expertise, to tell us what the important sites would be. For example, there's the National Literature Archive in Luxembourg, and they have a list of all authors and publishing houses, and also authors who Luxembourg authors who work abroad from their publishers and editors, and they are really happy that we can archive those. So it's very easy to get those lists, and we just have to find the right people from different sectors who can help us in developing those lists.